Hi everybody, Matt Weatherly here from Public Sector Personnel Consultants, providing a brief introduction to the city's classification and compensation review. Our firm has been retained to review your job descriptions and conduct a compensation survey in order to ensure that the pay grades and pay ranges that are in place are competitive for employee recruitment and retention. This is all that our firm does. Again, the name of our firm, Public Sector Personnel Consultants. We work with cities, counties, school districts, and special districts throughout the United States to review job descriptions and conduct salary surveys, really to design salary plans that enable our clients to attract and retain employees. You'll have an opportunity to review your job description. You will see attached to the email a position analysis questionnaire if you'd like to use that form to review your job description or to start from scratch and list out the job duties and responsibilities that are assigned to your position. You are welcome to work with coworkers, so if you share your job duties with 3 or 4 other employees that perform the same job duties, feel free to work on those as a group. It is the job that we're studying, not the individual, but we wanted to make sure that everybody had an opportunity to participate at the level of their choosing. Now, we'll review the questionnaires to ensure that your job title makes sense. We will take the information that you provide us and create updated job descriptions where necessary. Where it gets more interesting is to utilize that information to try and find like jobs out in the market. There may be other cities, other public employers such as a county or a school district or a special district, or even the private sector that the city competes with for you and for your skills and your knowledge. It's important that we acknowledge who we compete with and then utilize whatever information we can gather from those agencies to establish competitive pay ranges for all jobs. Now, this process is typically one that is undertaken maybe every 5 to 7 years in the public sector. It does not replace your annual budget. It is not intended to result in all employees seeing a pay raise, but we will be recommending pay ranges for all jobs. We certainly recommend that your city continue its annual budget process, however it goes about establishing salary adjustments such as a merit or a performance review or a cost of living adjustment. I believe all of those things typically remain in place with or without a compensation study from a third party like our firm. But it is an opportunity for the city to check in and ensure that they're not underdoing it or overdoing it with respect to compensation and benefits. The study itself will take about 90 days. The questionnaire that will go out with this email will take you probably an hour or 2 to complete. Try not to take more than 2 hours. Again, feel free to work on it with a coworker. You'll turn that questionnaire into whoever you ask for time off. So if you have a supervisor or a manager or a department head, they will review but not change what you put on the questionnaire. We may have an opportunity to circle back and ask some questions or even conduct some virtual interviews with incumbents in each job title to ensure that we understand the job duties so that we can find them out in the market in that compensation survey. Once we ultimately recommend pay ranges for all jobs, we may be presenting our findings and recommendations to City Council or their designees. Typically, the results are reported out by our firm, and then as part of the budget process, any implementation of changes might be considered at that time as a result of the study. I want to thank you in advance for filling out a questionnaire. Don't get hung up on the form or the format. If you have a current or an old job description that you want to mark up, you can provide that in its place, or you can utilize the information to kind of get an idea of the type of information that we're looking for on the questionnaire. But I will have all of your current job descriptions, so don't feel that you have to just copy and paste or retype the information into our form. Don't worry about the form and the format so much as the ability for you to check in and say, hey, this is good information. Go ahead and use this for the job description update or for the compensation survey comparisons. Hopefully we'll get a chance to interact with everybody at some point, whether it's virtual or in person. Certainly, thanks for your patience with doing this kind of by video for now. If you do have some questions, certainly through the mayor's office, they can reach me, and I'll be happy to circle back with anybody that might have a question. If our contact information is on any of the forms or the formats, don't hesitate to reach out, and we'll try to answer any questions that you might have. With that, I'll keep the video and the introduction fairly brief, but thank you in advance again for that questionnaire review, and we'll try to get back to you either virtually or in person with some of our findings and recommendations here, maybe somewhere in the late summer, early fall, I would say. The questionnaire, like I said, you'll have a couple of weeks to work on it. We'll get the due dates plugged into that email so that kind of by mid-July and late July, we get everything turned in that we need. With that, thanks again, and everybody stay safe. I really appreciate your time.